Now, this is a nightmare scenario for Donald Trump. We are seeing in the data massive defections away from Donald Trump towards the Democratic Party. This isn't just anecdotal videos here and there at this point. It's now being demonstrated in lots of polling. I want to show you how voters who supported Donald Trump are now in a mass exodus moving away from him. And that's why we're seeing Democratic over performances in all of these special elections by about 15 to 20 points as we approach the midterms. It's why the MAGA Republicans are returning from recess in such a deep, deep panic. It's why they're trying to rig all of the maps. Let me just share with you a story first. Let me share with you two stories, then let me dig into the data. Obviously, the first story, we reported it first here on the MeidasTouch network. In Iowa's Senate District 1, the Democratic candidate Caitlin Dray flipped a Trump plus 11.5 district in Iowa. Shortly thereafter, you had the MAGA Republican senator in Iowa, Joni Ernst, announced that she would not be seeking re-election. And there was a flip in that Senate district seat of Caitlin, where Caitlin Dray won by close to around 20 points. So that's my first story that I want to share with you before digging into the data. The next story I want to share with you is this one right here. Trump wants to axe an affordable housing grant that's a lifeline for many rural communities. Now, Donald Trump, of course, promised that he would make things cheaper and he would make housing affordable. Products are far more expensive right now, despite Donald Trump saying that he solved inflation and that prices are at record lows. That's just simply not true. And housing right now is a problem, especially in rural areas right now. So you take a look at this. Trump and House Republicans in their budget are seeking to cut and eliminate the home affordable housing program that's built or rehabbed 1.3 million homes in 30 years, including 540,000 in rural areas. 84% of these homes are in districts that voted for Donald Trump. Rural families are now losing a major lifeline. So you see a story like this. You see Heather Colley. She's right there in this picture with her son. Her and her two children moved 4 times over 5 years. They fled high rents in Tennessee. They couldn't afford it. She was making $18.50 an hour. She's a 45-year-old single mother. She votes for Donald Trump. In 2021, who was president in 2021, though, former President Biden, she submits an application under this home program that changed her life. While Biden was in office, she qualified for a $272,000 nonprofit grant for her to live in a 3-bedroom home because this grant program made affordable housing for her. She applied, she qualified. Every time I pull into my garage, I pinch myself. She says now Donald Trump wants to eliminate that grant. The Home Investment Partnerships Program and the House Republicans overseeing the negotiations did not include it in their budget. They want to get rid of it. Experts and state housing agencies say that would set back tens of thousands of future affordable housing developments nationwide, particularly hurting the Appalachia towns and rural counties where government aid is sparse. And you think about Appalachia, that's J.D. Vance's Mr. Appalachia. He's phony about it. He grew up in the suburbs. So rich kid from Cincinnati or middle-class kid from Cincinnati, but they're screwing their own voters right here. So Colley, who voted for Trump, said maybe they don't realize how far-reaching these programs are. I understand we don't want excessive spending and wasting taxpayer dollars, but these proposed budget cuts across the board board make me rethink the next time I go into the polls. You think they make you rethink? Sounds like you should rethink it if he's throwing you out of your home and you got the program when former President Biden, when you got the home under a program when former President Biden was in office. So you look at other professions too. Farmers are getting crushed again under the Trump regime. They got crushed during Trump's first administration. Fertilizer costs are through the roof. The tariffs are causing a lot of other farm products to go through the roofs that we get from Canada and other places, and also other countries, because Trump has attacked them, are not buying from our farmers anymore. They're going to Brazil, or they're going to Australia, or they're going to Canada. They're going to other areas and they're not buying American products. So he's screwing over farmers. Now, let's just take a look at the data, especially, here's a good crosstab. Latino voters right now. This is new from QUITS research. About a quarter of Latinos who supported Trump in 2024 are now either expressing regret or they're disappointed that they voted for him. And there continue to be signs of defection. Get this, 11% of Trump voters say they plan to support a Democrat in 2026. 11% of Trump voters. So now extrapolate that for independents, right? If 11% of Trump voters are voting Democrat, what multiple would you put on independents who may have voted for Trump? I would conservatively do a 2x, maybe a 3x multiple. So you can imagine a situation where 20 or 30% of the independents voting for Trump can now swing towards the Democrats as well. My dogs, Taquito and Chiquito, are the happiest dogs ever. You know why? Because I give them Sundays for Dogs, which is, let's face it, the best dog food ever. What I love about Sundays for Dogs is that, like, unlike other fresh dog food, Sundays does not require refrigeration or preparation because of their air drying process. You just pour it and serve it, and you can cancel or pause your subscription with Sundays for Dogs at any time with their 14-day money-back guarantee. It's fresh dog food. It's made from a short list of human-grade ingredients, which I love and I know my doggies love. It was co-founded by Dr. Tori Waxman, a practicing veterinarian who tests and formulates every version of each recipe, and Sundays contains 100% all-natural meat and superfoods and 0% synthetic nutrients or artificial ingredients. So here's the deal we negotiated for your puppies, because I want them to be as happy as mine. Get 40% off your first order of Sundays. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/Meidas or use code Meidas at checkout. Go to sundaysfordogs.com/Meidas or use code Meidas at checkout. My doggies, Taquito and Chiquito, tell me that your doggies will love Sundays also. Now, if you look at some issues as well, Trump's focus on immigration and deportations and lack of delivery on the economy drive the disappointment and regret among Latino voters. Some of Trump's most unpopular policies include immigration raids at workplaces, 77% disagree, detention centers, concentration camps like Alligator Alcatraz, 75%, and allowing ICE agents to use masks and civilian clothes during immigration arrests, 74% do not support. Overall, Trump's net job approval among Latinos is -31. Down 7 points since April. And a majority of Latino men, 56%, now disapprove of Trump's performance. And Trump's lowest approval rating is on Latinos' top issue. 73% of Latinos disapprove of his handling of the cost of living. That's QUITS research. But let's go to Quinnipiac. Trump's overall approval in Quinnipiac is only 37%. And his net approval in handling crime, -12, foreign policy, -16, the economy, -18. But let's look at another well-known poll, Gallup. Trump's approval in Gallup is 37%, and then 58% disapprove in that poll. Now, Let's take a look at some of these stories that also shed light on this. Here's a Trump Latino voter who's saying that he absolutely regrets his vote. Play this clip.
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white?
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown.
Do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
Here are American farmers who supported Trump who are now claiming that they regret voting for him. Play this clip.
Who did you vote for President?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump.
Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen.
No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
Island, a wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest.
Here's a government worker who voted for Donald Trump who regrets the vote. Play this clip.
I had my last review on the 31st of January, and I had the highest rating that you can get on a review, less than 21 days before I was terminated for my performance.
You voted for Donald Trump.
I did.
Do you regret that vote?
Yes, I do. To cut the knees out of the working class Americans just doesn't make sense to me. I expected more from President Donald Trump.
Here is another Trump voter, a farmer, who's saying that tariffs have seriously harmed their farm and their ability to do business. Play this clip.
All right, guys, I didn't really want to have to get on here and do this, but I had to. These are fiberglass stakes right here. Those big, bulky stakes on the back of the truck, wooden stakes. I called 2 weeks ago to get a quote on these fiberglass stakes because we need some more stakes this year. I got a quote, 83 cents. I called the man this morning. I said, hey, I know these tariffs are crazy, everything going on. I said, what can you do me on those fiberglass stakes now if we needed a load? It's a 3-month ETA from time you place the order. He said, Taylor, he said, you don't want to hear this price that I'm about to give you. And I said, well, give it to me anyways. He said, each of those stakes now is going to be $1.74 a piece. And I said, well, you know, and I know both that we can't do that, and that's going to be impossible. So that's just to let you know a little bit of what we're going through out here on our farm and what farmers in general are going through. These tariffs, not the best thing for our country.
And then you take a sample of just some of these town halls I've been covering recently. So in Deep Red, Missouri, play this clip.
Twice he said, oh, maybe people want a dictator. Do we want a dictator? Can we raise our hands? Who wants a dictator? So do you?
In Deep Red, Alabama, at Barry Moore's town hall, play this clip.
Right now, what we just saw in a report is that we haven't seen inflation at all. If y'all saw the report,
that wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
So if there was inflation, you would see it.
In purportedly Deep Red, Ohio, with Warren Davidson, play this clip.
And the National Guard is going to stay until the city's ready. And I'm glad that the Ohio National Guard's there. I'm proud of Governor DeWine for sending them there.
So, folks, I wanted to give you a very data-driven approach right here that you can see and judge for yourself. But it does seem like, okay, well, Democrats are overperforming in all these special elections by like 15 or 20 points. And then you pull back, you have the anecdotal stories, and then we look at the surrounding data, and I think it's persuasive. We'll need to know more. We need to keep working hard getting out the message. But the message, the truth, is getting out. When Trump says there's no inflation and the economy's booming, people know that's a lie. And we all collectively play a major part in getting the message out. You watching this by sharing these videos and letting people know, like, this is actually having a massive difference. We control the news and the media now. This network made up of people like you, but we've got to share all of these videos. So share this one, share other videos from today. Okay. Thanks for watching this. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.